Welcome to Mr. English Cafe. Imagine you are at work and your boss gives you a very difficult new project. Is your first thought, "Oh no, I'm not smart enough for this," or is it, "This will be hard, but I can learn how to do it"? We have all been there, feeling that heat in our chest when we face a challenge. Today, I want you to ask yourself, do you believe your talents are set in stone, or do you believe they can grow? The answer to that question changes everything about your life. Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to the show. I am Joe, and I am so happy you are spending your time with me today. Whether you are driving to work, washing the dishes, or taking a walk, I'm glad we can learn together. Today, we are diving deep into the growth mindset. We're going to look closely at the science behind it and give you real tools to change your thinking. If you find today's episode helpful, please remember to hit subscribe and give us a like. Let's talk about the woman who started it all, Dr. Carol Dweck. She is a professor at Stanford University, and she didn't just guess these ideas, she proved them through decades of research with children and adults. Dr. Dweck was fascinated by how people handle failure. In her famous studies, she gave children puzzles. Some puzzles were easy, and some were nearly impossible. She noticed a pattern. Children with a fixed mindset felt smart when they got the easy ones right, but felt dumb and gave up when the puzzles got hard. They thought their intelligence was a fixed score. But the children with a growth mindset, they actually loved the hard puzzles. They said things like, "I was hoping this would be informative." They didn't see the puzzle as a test of their worth, but as an opportunity to stretch their brains. Now, let's look at a hero of the growth mindset, Thomas Edison. We know him as the man who gave us the light bulb, but his life was actually a long series of failures. When he was a boy, his teachers said he was too stupid to learn anything. Later in life, he failed thousands of times while trying to invent the long-lasting light bulb. If Edison had a fixed mindset, he would have stopped after the 10th try, thinking, "I guess I'm just not an inventor," but he had a massive growth mindset. He believed that every failure was just data. He was learning what didn't work so he could eventually find what did. He famously said his experiments were just a process of elimination. He wasn't born a genius, he became one through thousands of small, messy steps. I want to share a quote from Carol Dweck that hits home. She says, "Becoming is better than being." Often, we focus so much on being perfect right now, but that creates so much anxiety. When you focus on becoming, you give yourself permission to be a work in progress. You realize that where you are today isn't where you will be forever. And from Edison, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." How do we actually change our brains? Let's look at these 3 suggestions more deeply. 1. The magic of yet. This isn't just a word, it's a psychological shift. When you say, "I can't speak fluent English," your brain shuts down. It's a closed door, but when you add yet, you create a timeline. You are telling your brain, the skill is coming. I'm just on the way to it. It changes a permanent failure into a temporary challenge. 2. Praise the process, not the talent. This is very important. If you tell yourself, "I'm so smart," you will be afraid of the day you make a mistake because it might prove you aren't smart. Instead, praise your effort, strategy, and focus. Say, "I am proud of how I researched those new words," or "I am proud that I didn't give up when that email was confusing." This makes you feel in control of your success. 3. Befriend the stretch zone. We have our comfort zone easy and our stress zone to hard. In the middle is the stretch zone. This is where growth happens. To improve, you must spend time feeling a little bit frustrated. That frustration is the feeling of your brain building new pathways. Don't avoid the hard parts of your day, look at them as your mental gym. To wrap things up, remember, Thomas Edison wasn't born with a light bulb in his hand, and Carol Dweck wasn't born a world-famous psychologist. They practiced, they failed, they grew. You are a living, breathing person with a brain that is designed to change. The next time you make a mistake, take a deep breath and say, "My brain is growing right now." My final reminder, your mistakes do not define you. Your effort does. Thank you for listening. I hope you feel more motivated to embrace the power of yet this week. Before you go, tell me, what is one thing you have always wanted to try but were too afraid of failing at? Maybe it's a new hobby or a promotion at work. Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, like, and share this with a friend who needs a little boost. Keep growing, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thanks for joining us. In this podcast, you've learned the following. Let's read aloud. Becoming is better than being. Becoming is better than being. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Fascinated. The little boy was completely fascinated by the colorful fish swimming in the aquarium. I have always been fascinated with history, especially the stories of ancient civilizations. Scientists are fascinated to learn how birds migrate across thousands of miles without getting lost. Intelligence, a person's intelligence, is determined by both their genetic genes and their environment. Dogs are well known for their high intelligence and their ability to learn complex tricks. She used her sharp intelligence to solve the difficult financial crisis within the company. Inventor Thomas Edison is recognized as the famous inventor who perfected the commercial light bulb. The young inventor designed a cheap water filter to help poor communities get clean water. To be a successful inventor, you need to have a lot of creativity and endless patience. Permission: the students entered the chemistry laboratory without the teacher's permission. You must obtain official permission before you can host a large event in the public park. She asked her parents for permission to stay at her best friend's house over the weekend. Embrace: the two old friends warmly embraced each other when they met at the busy airport. To grow as a professional, you must learn to embrace new challenges and failures. Our company needs to fully embrace digital technology to stay competitive in the market. Feel free to read it aloud. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below.